Hey, what's up, Katie? All right, so this is Bass 201. Go back and review Bass 101 because there's a bunch of good stuff in there. But this one will be a little bit shorter and not too much more information, but I'll add something kind of fun to it. It'll be a new challenge, but it'll be fun, and it's gonna open up the guitar to where you can do things a little bit more musically on your own. And I'll explain why. And I'll also, within that same context, I'll explain why I kind of lied about something in Bass 101. But I lied for good reason, I promise. That's what they always say. So, quick recap, and things that are important that, to go back to on Bass 101 is learn your fretboard. Just the lowest two notes, the four string E open, and the third string A open, and learn those frets: A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A, E, D, C, B, A, G, F, E. Learn those. It's important. It'll help us communicate faster. So that's important. Two, play with the pick. For bass, I usually use a heavier pick because the strings are a little bit thicker. And with a heavier pick, you can let the pick do more of the work. And you can get pick practice in conjunction with your 1, 2, 3, 4 practice. So start just by doing downstrokes. Okay. If you're just comfortable doing downstrokes at first, that's cool. And really just do the 1, 2, 3, 4 exercise. You only have to do that and I say only, I know time's tough. 5-10 minutes a day. Just sit there and eventually you'll get faster. And if you're, eventually you'll also want to do up and down pick strokes because that's how you get real fast. I'm not really very good at it, but you'll get a little bit faster. And it's basically the same exercise, and go real slow, up and down. I'm gonna try to move my hand. But it's easier on your hand, you can go faster. I just prefer playing with the pick. I used to play without a pick, but I generally always play with the pick now. The only, I guess, advantage of playing without a pick is it's just a little bit different sound. You don't get the percussiveness of the pick because that translates through the guitar like the. That's extreme, but So learn the fretboard: 4-string E, 3rd string A, and all the frets up to the 12th fret. That'll bring us back to A. That brings us back to E. Learn that. If you ever have any questions, text me, call me, whatever. So that leads into the lie I told in Bass 101. The reason I lied was all based on the question of you saying, how are there 2 E's? So, it's A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. That'll bring us back to A. So I use the example of do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Well, if you listen to it and play along, do, re, mi, that's flat. It's actually do, re, mi, which is a C sharp. And now you're like, what the hell are you talking about? Why is it a C sharp? Well, I'm not going to get into that right now. The only reason I told that lie was to help you kind of get your mind wrapped around the fact that it goes from A back to A. And what I'm going to show you now is what is called the major scale, which is actually do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That's actually the major scale. Because if you sing it and like listen to the tones, like I said a few seconds ago, that's not do, re, mi. That's do and re are right. That's more like do, re, mi, as opposed to do, re, mi, whoops, me. That's probably a little confusing, but ask me any questions. So we're going to do the A major scale. And this is going to be crazy, and it's really cool because you'll see, and I hinted at it in 101, how the bass or the fretboard is a grid. So and you probably may not want to start this until you're a little bit more comfortable with, but it's kind of the same concept, and you use the same fingers, and you'll move over the fretboard in the same direction as 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But the fingering is a little different, and you'll need to like separate it a little bit. But the advantage of it is it's one way to write songs, and a scale is kind of the building blocks of songs. I don't use them a ton, I won't lie, but it's good practice. But I shouldn't say that. I practice them a lot now, but I didn't when I first started, and it was a big mistake. And it's fun because I'll show you how it's more musical than, because that's as boring as it gets. But it's good exercise for the hand and both hands. So this may be a little confusing, and I'm going to speak in two different terms because there's kind of two ways of looking at it. The way that's easiest is with numbers. Just stay with me. That like equate to your fingers. So, like I'll say 2, and 2's your middle finger. 4's your pinky. 1 is your index finger. No, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I guess I don't know why I made it more difficult to begin with than I did, because I was thinking of the fretboard and fingers at the same time. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So, and it's kind of, yeah, you'll see. And if not, questions. So you'll start on the on the low E string, on the 5th fret, and you'll use your second finger, your middle finger, and you'll put that on the 5th fret. And I'll play through it one time real quick, and you'll see how it is do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. So it's and basically what that is I'm going from the E string to the A string to the D string. And it's a pattern. So this is, and we're starting on the 5th fret with the second finger, middle finger. So that's an A. So this is the A major scale. And basically what you do is and I'm going to say the numbers. So remember, index 1, middle finger 2, ring finger 3, pinky 4. So on the low E string, starting on the 5th fret, it's 2, 4, and then you'll go to the A string, the 3rd string. It's 1, 2, 4, and then you'll go to the D string, the D string, 1, 3, 4. So the ones may be, I guess, confusing, and I'll try and explain that better. So if you're on the low A string where you start, the root is what they call it, on the 2nd or excuse me, on the 5th fret, 2nd finger, you're going to keep your fingers in the same position as the 1, 2, 3, 4 drill. We're just going to use certain fingers on certain strings to create the scale. I hope that makes sense. If not, questions. So on the low, or excuse me, on the low E string, starting on the 5th fret, 2nd finger, again, it's 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Two, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Okay? And that's basically A, B, C sharp, D, E, F sharp, G, whoops, F sharp, G sharp, A. Now don't worry about the sharps too much. Let me do that again, just a little bit slower. Just so you know the notes. Don't worry about memorizing the notes right now. Right now, memorize 2, 4, change strings, 1, 2, 4, change strings, 1, 3, 4. Starting with your 2nd finger on the 5th fret of the low string. So 2, 4, change strings, 1, 2, 4, change strings, 1, 3, 4. So that's your do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And if you remember from Bass 101, that do, 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 same note, different octave. So if you'll notice on this, and I'm just using my 1st finger here for an example, on the 5th fret low E string, that's an A. If you go over 2 strings and up 2 frets, that's your A. So you have A, do, 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 do. And the beauty of the guitar is, if you ever want to find the octave of a note, you go over 2 strings, or you go over 2 strings and up 2 frets. So always an octave, even on this string. Okay? And how scales construct songs, I'll show you right now. So you have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, ti, la, sol, fa, mi, re, do. So that's the major scale in reverse. 4, 3, 1, lower string, 4, 2, 1, next lower string, 4, 2. Don't worry about that right now, just learn it in order first. 2, 4, change string, 1, 2, 4, change string, 1, 3, 4. But last thing real quick, how scales are fun is you can make songs from that. And the most obvious song, or other than the do, re, mi song, the next most obvious song uses the scale backwards, the major scale. Whoops. So it doesn't really sound like a song, but if you slow it down and put in some rest, to the world the Lord is come, you know? So anything within that 2, 4, change string, 1, 2, 4, change string, 1, 3, 4 pattern is somewhat musical. So you can do and as long as you can maintain the 2, 4 change string, 1, 2, 4 change string, 1, 3, 4, then you're good. And the other cool thing about the 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4 is, and I'll teach you the notes on that later, but that's a whole other thing, and I'm not even very good at that. My time's almost out because I only have 15 minutes for a YouTube video, and I'm at 14:40. The last thing is that scale. So that's the key of A. You can move it to the key of B, key of C, key of D,